Okay, for warm up 9:15, I'm going to have you copy everything you see on these slides, all words, all shapes, all work, and then make sure you write down the 5 words to show me that you listened. So here we go. We're going to get into ratios. Ratios, a way to compare things in different ways. When you do a ratio, whatever is listed first always is going to be the first number that you use. So if I'm comparing here circles to triangles, I'm going to count how many of these circles that I have, count them up. That gives me 4 of these circles. That's going to be the first number in my ratio. When I count how many I have for my second thing that it's being compared to, that's my second number in the ratio. So if I'm going to write this as a ratio, there's more than one way to write this. Comparing circles to triangles, I could write it 4, and I could use the word 2 and then 6. That's one way of writing it, not used all that often. Another way of writing a ratio is writing that first number again. Always whatever you write or list first is written first, and then 2 colon marks 2, 6, 4, 2, 6. That's another way of writing a ratio. First word is car. Car is the first word. The way we normally write ratios is the top number on top of the fraction, and then this little fraction line is like 2, and then that bottom number on the bottom, 426. That is the most common way of writing ratios, like a fraction, writing ratios as a fraction. If I want to find the value of that fraction, I take that 4 on my calculator and I hit that division button, and I hit 6, and then I hit equal, and my calculator will spit out 0.666666666, which is 0.6 with a bar over it. That's the value of this fraction, 426. 4 divided by 6 is 0.6666 repeating. That is the value. Next word is bus. Bus. You need to know also for ratios, you could write equivalent ratios that look different but have the same value. You could take 4/6 and you could either divide it down, which means dividing top and bottom by the same exact number. And what that does, even though it reduces down to 2/3, both these have the same value. These are equivalent, same value. Even though they look different, they have the same exact value. I could also take 4/6 and expand it, times it by any number I want, as long as I'm timesing the top and bottom by the same number. And even though, again, that looks different, these are also equivalent ratios. Even though the numbers look different, they all have the same value. All of these are equivalent. 426 is equivalent to 223, equivalent to 12/18. They all have the same value, guaranteed. If I was to take any of these numbers and divide it on my calculator, I would always get the same value for these fractions, 0.6666 repeating. So again, ratios can be equivalent, have the same value. Next word is truck. Truck. All right, last set of problems. We're going to ask you specific ways to write ratios. I'm going to have you write all of this. You're getting points for this. So they're saying Carrie has a box of juice boxes. Here is the number of juice boxes. They're going to have you write ratios, and they're going to list it in order the way they want it written. So the first one, ratio of fruit boxes. So I could see fruit is 4. 2, number of orange boxes. So orange boxes is that 8 number right there. So if I wrote this as a ratio, that would be 4, and then we're going to write this as fractions. 4 to 8. That is the ratio of fruit boxes to orange juice boxes, 4 to 8. If I wanted to find the value of that, 4 divided by 8, that would give me 0.5. That's the value of that ratio, the value. If I wanted equivalent ratios, I could take 4 over 8 and I could divide both numbers by 2, top and bottom. And what that does is give me a fraction, even though that looks different. 1/2 is equivalent. These are what we call equivalent. They have the same value. So the ratio of fruit to orange is 4 to 8, or 1 to 2. The value is 0.5, same value. If I say a little bit harder, orange juice boxes, so orange, we got 8 to total of grape and fruit. So for this one, I got to take the number of grape and fruit and add them up. So that's 2 for grape. I got 4 fruit. I have always 8 orange. So this ratio is 8 compared to the total of 4 plus 2, which is 6. So 8 to 6. That is the ratio of orange boxes to the total of grape and fruit, 2 plus 6. If I wanted the value, again, top number divided by the bottom number, 8 divided by 6, use my calculator for this. Gives me 1.3 repeating. That is the value of that ratio. If I wanted a equivalent ratio, I could take 8 over 6. Looks like I could divide both by 2 again. Make sure that you could divide both top and bottom by the same number. That gives me 4 over 3. Those are equivalent. Even though they look different, they are equivalent. All right. Second to last word is boat. One more word after this. Boat is the fourth word. All right, next one. Ratio of grape juice boxes. So it looks like this is grape is 2. So I have 2 of them. To the total number of juice boxes. So total, I got to take 2 plus 4 plus 8 to get a total of 6 plus 8, get a total of 14. So the ratio of grape to the total number is 2 compared to the total of 14. That is the ratio. If I wanted the equivalent ratio, I could again either divide it down. That is the most common way to get the smallest ratio I can. Another equivalent ratio, which you would rarely do, would be maybe to times both by 2 or something, I'm not sure. That would give you another equivalent ratio, even bigger, but we don't rarely do that. We usually reduce it down. All right, and again, if you wanted to find that value, 2 divided by 14 on my calculator, always the top number divided by the bottom, gives me 0.14, it looks like, about. That is the value. Last word is plain. Plain. Good luck. Talk to you in a bit.